baseball. England were going to play aggressive cricket, right? Hitting sixes at galore, scoring at over 6 runs an over, 600 runs to be chased. Sixes would be absolutely flying all over Rajkot. Well, did England do any of that? In fact, their opponents were following their philosophy much more than their own team did. Exemplified brilliantly by Yashasvi Jaiswal. Yashasvi Jaiswal and Sarfaraz Khan's onslaught on day 2 indeed put paid to the fact that you can give many fancy terms to aggressive cricket, but it does not take away the basic template that yes, aggressive cricket is called aggressive cricket. It need not be called any marketable term in that sense. Today, Yashasvi Jaiswal managed to absolutely decimate England with his second double century in the series. And in the process of this knock, he not only gave India a record, but he was almost on the cusp of breaking yet another record, because his knock consisted of 12 sixes, which is the most ever, the joint most ever in a test innings. The last person to hit 12 sixes in a test innings was incidentally about 27 years ago, Wasim Akram against Zimbabwe in Sheikhpura. You will remember that knock because he hit 257. It remains his highest individual score, but unfortunately since then he was not able to replicate that. 12 that Jaiswal did in Rajkot today equaled it. Maybe 1-2 overs he could have broken the record, but individual milestones are a different kettle of fish altogether. 11 by Nathan Astle. I mean, that knock at the Jade Stadium against England in 2002, when New Zealand were chasing 550, they fell short by 99 runs. But Nathan Astle, a brilliant, sublime 222, included 11 sixes. Those 3 sixes that he hit of Andrew Caddick indeed was spectacular. One went outside the Jade Stadium. Matthew Hayden, 11 sixes in his knock of 380 versus Zimbabwe in Perth. Then 11, incidentally and ironically, by England's head coach, Brendan McCullum. 11 versus Pakistan in that 2014 match in Sharjah. If McCullum had said, why don't you play like that? Why didn't England do it? But England's loss is India's gain in a big, big way. But the number of sixes that India hit in this match alone broke a long-standing record in test history, because 28 sixes were hit by the Indian batters in this test match alone, which is the most ever. India versus England will be known as a 6-hitting fest when you look at test cricket. It was a 6 fest in a test. 28 India versus England Rajkot. Remember this test match. 27 incidentally India versus South Africa at Vizag. That match will be remembered because Rohit Sharma hit a total of 12 sixes and also 12, 7 and 5 across 2 innings. Even Mayank Agrawal chipped in with a brilliant knock. So Vizag was India hitting 27 sixes. New Zealand versus Pakistan, 22 sixes. McCullum alone hitting about 11 of them, half of them. West Indies versus England, 1985, Antigua. Vivian Richards, 56 ball 100, went them scurrying. And that's why England have been on the receiving end of a lot of big hitters. Jaiswal, Richards, McCullum, you name it, they have always heard them. Then you look at Pakistan versus India, Faisalabad of 2005. You saw Shahid Afridi go berserk. You saw Yunus Khan, Mohammad Yusuf. Then you saw even MS Dhoni go berserk. In that way, that was the test match which saw that Pakistan's roads would always serve up high-speed sixes. Now, because of the 28 six feast that we had at Rajkot, the series between India and England is already been played much akin to a T20 series. What is a T20 contest? Sixes galore, right? This test series has already given you the most sixes in one particular series. 48, and with still 2 more matches to go, India might very well gun on to make about 75 or 80 sixes if they go by this. Jaiswal proving to be the difference maker. 47, already the India versus South Africa series in 2019, you saw sixes galore in Vizag, you saw sixes galore in Ranchi, and it's only going to get even worse for the England bowlers. 2023 Ashes, Ben Stokes leading the charge. You saw Johnny Bairstow, Zach Crawley hit sixes. You saw the likes of Cameron Green, Mitchell Marsh. You saw Travis Head, all hit sixes. That is why England 2023, it was truly a six fest. 40, the previous mark. Baseball originated in 2023. Don't tell that to the Aussies in 2013 and 14. Mitchell Johnson was not just decimating them. The Aussie batters were hitting sixes for fun. Adelaide, that was the nadir for the England cricket team who got lost final. 37, India versus Pakistan 2005-6. So many sixes were hit in the India-Pakistan contest because they prepared very turgid pitches in that sense. So, Yashasvi Jaiswal is the six hitting king. India are the six hitting beasts. Just a comparison, India hit 28 sixes, England didn't even get to double digits. Baseball, that is the hype, and it's just that, it's a hype. Jaiswal proved it, India proved it, and after March 11th, this hype will be laid to rest. Thank you so much folks for joining us for this video. We'll be back with more updates on sports today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we're on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Bye-bye.